Alright, so I was going to be playing this on the remastered edition, but apparently this recording type requires, well, because it's in HD, it doesn't record very well. So in this case, I guess I'm just going to be going through the game with normal graphics and everything. Hopefully y'all don't mind. Um, the name of this show, as far as what I'm playing right here, will be called Level 1 Gaming. Um, Basic gist is I play games all the time, and a good portion of those games require actual skill in order to play. That includes StarCraft. So, oh cool, I just noticed he had a cigarette right there. So, games like StarCraft, they require a lot more skill than they let on. So what it's going to basically be is level 1 gaming is me playing with little to no experience on a particular game, or I actually do have experience, and then you as the viewers decide what level I am between level 1 to 100. Level 1 means I have absolutely no experience with the game, I've never played it before, and I am just getting started. Level 100 means I've played this game for like years and years and years. I am the number one at that game in the entire world. That's what level 100 would be. As it is right now in StarCraft, I would consider myself, I don't know, level 5, level 10, somewhere. I've been playing this for a while, and I just recently gotten okay at this game. Um, I've aligned my keys in such a way that I can access the units and whatnot a little faster, and I've been practicing on that. But we're going to go through the entire game of StarCraft together, and hopefully I'll grow as a player, and we'll have fun watching the game. So here we go. We're going to start with boot camp, and we're probably going to do about 2 missions, and after the first so many missions, then we'll go ahead and do maybe 1 mission an episode. So,
welcome to Marsara, Magistrate. The equipment demonstration you requested is prepared and may be initiated at your convenience. Simply select Start to begin the demonstration. You may skip the demonstration by selecting Skip Tutorial.
she actually talks for a long time, so I'm not going to listen to everything she has to say on that. The basic gist is that we're Terrans.
The T-280 SCV is the cornerstone of our hostile environment construction and resource gathering operations. In order to build a thriving colony, numerous SCVs are necessary. You can build additional SCVs at a command center.
Permission to speak freely, sir. I'm not sure you know
Not enough minerals.
If you're going to send us into hostile territory and you want us to defend ourselves, then use the attack command. But if you want us to ignore enemy fire and go exactly to the spot you targeted,
Additional supply depots required.
now which will it be?
Not enough minerals.
So this mission is going to be pretty simple. All it is build a couple SCVs and build some supply depots. I mean, that's pretty simple.
Your forces are under attack.
I believe it also has a requirement on SCVs, but you know, that's,
Your forces are under attack.
Go, go, go. Give me somebody to shoot. Outstanding. Standing by. Outstanding. Give me somebody to shoot. I read you. Report for duty.
this will actually make it a little quicker.
In order to equip additional personnel, you must have enough supply depots to support.
So I'm actually practicing using hotkeys.
SCVs to build additional supply depots.
So in order to use a hotkey, each individual units like SCVs, which are the builders, they're both gatherers and builders. They gather minerals so you can build buildings, and they also build the buildings. Whereas fighting units such as Marines here, they attack. They can't do anything but attack. Every attacking unit has its own specialty, what it's good at doing. Marines are like pretty much the most useful unit in the game because one, they can attack both ground and sky units, whereas other units can only attack just ground or just sky.
Your forces are under attack.
Let's move. Outstanding. Job finished. Let's move. Outstanding.
Alright, so that's that. So I guess the next step is to build a refinery.
Not enough minerals.
Of course, they're going to want...
Go, go, go. Rock and roll. Outstanding. Rock and roll, sir. Go, go, go. Let's move.
Okay.
Reporting for duty.
Anyway, so they're gonna want gas right there. Those in order to build gas, you're gonna need a refinery. So let me just go ahead and before I actually build it, show you what I'm doing. So this right here is build structures, and the hotkey for that is B. So I push B, of course, and it gives me 3 units that I can do. Command center being the first one. The command center is this right here. This is their main structure. You need this in order to build more SCVs and for them to bring money to it. Every structure in the game, pretty much, as far as Terrans go, can fly. So if I wanted to, I could just go ahead and lift it off, or, you know, set it right back down. Of course, these right here, supply depots, allow me to build more units right there. That's the amount of units I have. I have 15 units, and that's the amount of units I can have up to, which is 34. Most units require just 1, so every individual Marine is just 1 unit. Every SCV is just 1 unit, but some units require 2, 4, or even 8 or more. I guess it's actually called supply. So, like, the biggest structure the Terran has, I believe, requires, I think, 12 supply. But anyway, so also you have the refinery. Refineries go on gases. Preferably, when you're playing on this, you want more than just 5 SCVs. Mining minerals, you probably want about 1.5 SCVs for every mineral patch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you probably want like 15, 14 SCVs and 3 on the gases.
The refinery processes raw Vespene gas, converting it into a form which your SCVs can gather.
So in this case, they want 100 Vespene gas, and I don't think they have a limit on how much minerals they want. But oh, by the way, you can also set a waypoint to where when something comes out of a structure, where you want it to head to. That's what a waypoint is. So I'm just setting the waypoint. It's gonna go down there once it appears out of the command center. Anyway, that's the end of the first mission. Pretty simple, it's basic. Just teaches you how to mine and gives you a couple of units in case you're bored.
This concludes the equipment demonstration. There will now be a fully catered reception at Mars Solar Base.
You can't actually do /dance on this. So that's the first mission. It's pretty basic, to the point. Now it actually gets a little hard from here. So here's the story part. The actual story starts here.
Adjutant online. Good evening, Magistrate.
By the way, the Magistrate is me as a player.
Confederate traffic has increased substantially within the system due to the recent Protoss destruction of the Chow Sara colony.
I'm gonna drink me some
Confederates
coffee.
have tightened security on all outlying systems, and it's likely that this colony will be locked down as well. An encrypted Confederate transmission came for you while you were at dinner. Replaying transmission.
Greetings, Magistrate. I'm General Edmund Duke of the Confederate
Hey, Duke.
Security Forces Alpha Squadron. The Confederacy has quarantined this entire planet, and we'll proceed with a lockdown within 48 hours. You're to relocate your core colonists to the outlying wastelands. Now, I know there won't be any problems with these new arrangements.
Transmission ended. I have contacted the local marshal, James Raynor.
He's a marshal.
Raynor has agreed to meet your personnel en route and escort them to the new wasteland site.
James Raynor. Oh, it's weird hearing him by his real name. We just call him Jim. Alright, so there's this one technique called stutter stepping, and I don't know how to do it very well. Hey, it's Jimmy.
Howdy, boys. I'm Jim Raynor, Marshal of these parts. Anytime.
Alright. Let's go ahead and yep, that's that. Alright.
Sounds fun.
So when you double click on an individual unit, it highlights all of that particular type of individual unit. Now if I wanted to, I could go ahead and just put up spider mines, which I believe is just C.
This should be good. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun.
And I mean, I have the HD version of this game, but if you look close, you'll see that he's actually riding that motorcycle. It's a cycle. But as it is right now, I really just want everybody to stay put. So just hold position. Let's build some SCVs. So most missions are going to be like this. Basically, I have a command center, and I need to build SCVs. And then once I'm done building the SCVs to getting my minerals going, I then go ahead to building my units. And then once I build my units, I build my structures, and then my units. Once I build my structures, I go ahead and do what needs to be done to win the game. So that should be enough about that. It's like 4s. This last SCV I'm going to use to build my barracks. I believe this mission is just build barracks. Barracks is your basic structure that you use to build Terrans. Marines, like these guys right here. So it's really one of the more important structures, especially early game when it comes to matching against people. You need Marines. They're extremely valuable. Well, valuable is subjective. They're very inexpensive to make, and they do a lot of damage. But of course, they die super easily. They have exactly 40 HP, and just about everything in the game hits about 10, so they die really quickly. Of course, SCVs can't really speak. SCVs have more HP than Marines, apparently. And Jim Raynor is just overpowered with his 300 HP. But of course, he's a main character, so if main characters die during story missions, they die, period. So let's go ahead and build some Marines. Let's build supply depots. So it wants 10 Marines in order to finish this mission, so there you go. The hotkey for Marines is normally M. Everything in the game is normally hotkey to the letter of the unit. But in this case, I set it myself to A because obviously I want all my keys to be nearby each other. So that's why. Let's go ahead and set this here. And structures cannot fly while they're building units. Like if they're building units, you can't do anything with them. So what you gotta do is you gotta cancel all your building units, and then cancel all your building units, and then you can get your structures to fly and move them wherever you want them to go. In StarCraft 2, a good strategy is to build command centers and then fly them over to wherever your secondary patch is, so you can start building, mining more things, and it's just a lot safer to do it that way. You just build the command center in your base and then move it over to wherever you want it. Which is probably a good idea to do in this game as well. But I don't really know. I don't play against real people because I suck at this game. So there you go. That's that mission. I built 10 Marines. We're done with this. We're going to move on to the next part of the story. We met Jim. Alright, Backwater Station.
Receiving incoming transmission. Comlink established.
Hey, what's up, man? Got your refugees tucked in nice and tight. Provided you can sidestep any more surprises from our Confederate friends and we can keep away from those critters, they should have an easy time.
Priority alert. Backwater station under attack by unknown alien organisms. Distress beacon activated at 0658. Alerting Confederate headquarters on Tarsonis. Stand by for incoming transmission.
We've already received the distress beacon from Backwater, and we'll take care of it. You just sit tight. You'll be notified if there's anything we think you need to know.
Obvious, bad guys, obvious.
If we wait for Confederate reinforcements, that station's dust. I'll head out there now and do what I can. You send in some militia, and we'll save those folks. Trust me.
Legendary Jim Raynor. Dude's awesome. I've been playing Heroes of the Storm recently. I play Jim Raynor every once in a while as well. He's really good on that game. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll start off with the basic SCVs. Alright, so what we're going to want to do is take this. Alright, so stutter stepping is a problem. What's the... Let's see. Good.
Oh yeah. Sounds fun. Right on.
Good.
Right on. This should be good.
Alright, so let's go ahead and put Jim right here and have everybody hold position. Alright, so SCVs need to be mining. Honestly, this first part of the game isn't too important. It's just to get the basic gist. The first part of this mission, I mean. So I'm gonna just use this. I don't care about that gas right there. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and build some Marines.
Not enough minerals.
Oh, no minerals. Okay. Firebats. Firebats is the second unit you get from the barracks right here. Firebats are very good against Zergs, and they're also only good in close range combat as well as ground units. They can't attack in the air, which is actually an issue.
Not enough minerals.
Did I trap myself in? Yep, I trapped myself in. Well, that sucks. Sorry. I know that was kind of cruel, but I don't have any units to pick them up, so he'd just kind of be standing there. Okay, let's try this again without the getting stuck part. Well, first off, let's go ahead and head up here.
Looks like the ground there is alive. Sounds fun. Give me some of this shoot. Go, go, go. Outstanding. Go, go, go. Let's move. Outstanding. Rock and roll. Go ahead, Commander. Jacked up and good to go. Orders, Captain? This is Jimmy. Oh, yeah. Sounds fun. You want a piece of me, boy? Thanks for the rescue. We've been holed up in these bunkers for days hiding from the third. These things have been out here a while, but they could be pretty useful. Right on. Need a light.
Alright, so let's go ahead and send Jim over here. He's done for the rest of this mission. So inside of this structure is the academy. It's used to give upgrades for Marines and other basic units. Oh, cool! I can already build a comm station. So I guess that requires an academy. Let's go ahead and put a comm station on there. We're going to need it. I don't need these barracks. They're really for defensive purposes. Back when I was somewhat newer at this game, I pretty much lived and died by barracks. Which, don't get me wrong, barracks are extremely useful, especially against like computers, but you know, there's not much you can do. Let's go ahead and lift this off and bring it up here. Have three bunkers. I meant bunkers. Have 3 barracks over here. Alright, so that's done. Let's build some SCVs.
Not enough minerals.
Gonna need some.
Not enough minerals. Not enough minerals.
Pretty much we're gonna swarm this stage with nothing but fire bats and Marines.
Reporting for duty.
Upgrade complete. Not
Stem
enough
packs. Okay, so let's go ahead and build a refinery.
Not enough minerals.
Alright. So maybe a couple more SCVs and that should be good enough. Come on, come on. There you go. That's good for that. Let's go ahead and we need engineering bay. Engineering bay is pretty easy. Key, it's E. Should be simple enough. Pretty much anything that's not close to my home row keys. Home row keys is a typing term. If you've taken a typing class, you know what the home row keys are. But basically, the home row keys for my left hand is ASDF. So anything that's on the home row keys for the ASDF or close to them, that's what I set up for the keys, hotkeys for all my buildings and units. So basically, if the ability is not on the left side of the keyboard, I set a key so that it is on the left side of the keyboard. Alright, so let's go ahead and find out what we're getting ourselves into. Alright, so there's a lot right there. Alright, so let's go ahead and right here, and you guys are all going to move together. I had one guy die. Let's go ahead and get. I don't believe I need any other buildings. Build. Nope, no other buildings. Alright, so we're good for now. We're going to go ahead and just build units. So I could actually hotkey these structures if I wanted to, but instead I'm going to go ahead and practice. What's S? Oh, that's cool. I'm going to practice using my hotkeys for these. So they don't have stim packs just yet. There's more.
You got my attention. You got it. Fire it up. Naturally. You got my attention. Need a light. Want to lead. Slam it.
I'm probably going to lose a lot of units during this mission, but it's okay.
Your forces are under attack.
Need a light. Need a light. You want a piece of me, boy?
Got that. Is there anything else I need? No.
Need a light. Yes. Need a light. You got my attention, boy.
Your forces are under attack.
Want to turn the heat. Need a light. Need a light. You want a piece of me, boy? Fire it up. Let's burn. You got it. Let's burn. That's what a piece of me, boy. You want a piece of me, boy? Let's burn. Slam it. What the hell did they do to that command center?
Alright, so that should be the end of that mission. Pretty simple. And there's other areas on this map where enemies are, and I could actually scour this entire map if I wanted to, but I just wanted to finish the mission.
Receiving incoming transmission.
Marshal Raynor, by destroying the vital Confederate installation, you and your men have violated standard colonial law. As of right now, you're all under arrest. I suggest you throw down your weapons and come peaceably.
Are you out of your mind? If we hadn't burned that damn factory, this entire colony could have been overrun. Maybe if you hadn't taken your sweet time in getting here.
Now, I asked you nice the first time, boy. I didn't come here to talk with you. Now throw down them weapons.
Guess you wouldn't be a Confederate if you weren't a complete pain in the ass.
Alright, so that concludes this episode of Level 1 Gaming, StarCraft. I hope y'all enjoyed, and y'all have a nice evening. If y'all haven't subscribed to the Nerd Steel channel, please subscribe and like this video and comment if you have anything that you'd like to say. Alright.